maybe they realize just how bad and lackluster we looked, and maybe they use that as an inspiration to, when they get together for the World Cup, to realize there's another gear they need to kick it up to, because this ain't it, Chief.
My first, my quick take is that it was a disappointing display. It is not, especially after the game against Japan, it's definitely not what you want to see. You would want to see, not even necessarily a goal, but you want to see some chances. If Ricardo Pepi gets called up, a lot of people are questioning that decision to leave Jordan Pefok off of the squad.
If you're not familiar, Jordan Pefok, player scoring.
Who we should also we interviewed him,
Yes.
so we should play his interview on today's show as well.
Let's do that at the end.
So we'll do that.
Stick around for that.
We'll do that. So, there were a lot of questions that probably didn't get answered, or maybe they got answered in a way for Gregg and everyone on the U.S. men's national team staff to say, like, all right, we gave some folks an opportunity, we gave them one last chance, and they didn't necessarily impress. So,
more than anything, more than even just. They clearly have an understanding of the system, not that it looked good or anything, but what I wanted to see was, after a loss, was a little bit of fight, a little bit of edge, and I didn't see that. All of this is null and void. Look, it's a friendly, and none of this matters until you get to the World Cup. But the next match that the U.S. men's national team will play is the first game of the group stage of the World Cup.
Right, the first game is against Iran?
I believe it is against Iran.
So that's really the next. Yeah, obviously, it's the next opportunity. We're going to get to see them play in any game, and depending on how that game goes.
No, Wales.
Oh, Wales is the first game
on November 21st.
55 days away. Okay, so Wales is the first one. So that's going to be a tough start.
Yeah, you couldn't do it against Saudi Arabia. Now here's Wales.
But Wales also lost their game.
But they got that guy who gives those crazy speeches.
Michael Sheen?
Sure.
No,
Martin Sheen.
Martin Sheen. Something Sheen, I think is his name. Who gave an inspiring little speech.
Did it on Ramesh's show, Ramesh Ranganathan's show.
And I think it was more well received on Ramesh's show over to the players. The players were just like, who is this guy?
Yeah. Bro. Why are you so dramatic, dog?
Bro, you're at a 10. I could use you at like a 2.
Yeah. I kind of do my own thing before the match, and you're kind of disturbing that. I finally figured out how to point that air conditioner away from me. Oh, so much better.
Okay. So that's my quick take is that there's still that it was disappointing.
Give me 3 words for this match.
3 words.
3 words. You could put
disappointing.
It could be a sentence.
I would say inspired. I think there was some inspiration there.
That's crazy.
It was better. And then, if this is one word, better than Japan.
If you smush that together, the way Mönchengladbach is smushed together. Shouts to everybody who was part of the watch along. If I had to give you 3 words, I would say, again, lackluster is gonna be one word here.
Mm-hmm.
Boring is another one, and I'm gonna go with worrisome. It was something that I was expecting not to see. I was hoping there would be some edge, some fight, some, I don't know, an attempt to go out on top.
Well, look at this. This was Clint Dempsey's comments after the match, and he says right here, this is from the USMNT only, who tweeted this quote, but it says, there's no buzz going into the World Cup thinking, man, we're going to get out of this group and do well. Really kind of frustrating window for the players, coaching staff, and fans at home. Couldn't agree more.
Damn, Clint, tell us how you really feel, my G.
Bro, I said disappointing was the word I used.
You said inspired.
I think there was I guess comparatively against the game to the game against Japan, it's just there was at least the acknowledgement that it was handled poorly and the game plan was poor. Even Gregg Berhalter took responsibility. He said that the team was not coached well. They didn't play well. They were not prepared. So even in training, they said they just didn't that it was just clear that they weren't they didn't take it as seriously as I think that they should.
Nestor said the white bellies play better. Come on, you white bellies. Shouts to Cuckfield. Yeah, I'm not gonna walk away saying anything about this was inspired or inspiring. If anything, I think it just adds to the stress that should be already kind of felt by men's national team fans. That, you know, maybe the game, maybe the play, the version of play, maybe the spirit we saw in the games against Mexico may not be there for the World Cup. And what's kind of shocking about that is we spent an entire cycle out of it. You know, we didn't qualify for the last one. You know, maybe it's just the fans, but there's this anticipation that we would come in here, you know, guns blazing, you know, obviously pun intended. No pun intended, I mean. You know, we all guns blazing, like, you know, all banging on all cylinders.
Yeah.
And it's just feeling like we're kind of sputtering into this World Cup. And I think, you know, it just sucks. It sucks to keep moving the goalpost, but I don't think we're going to know anything about this team until we get to this Wales match.
Yeah, that is true. Look, and if the roster doesn't include Yunus Musa and Anthony Robinson at the World Cup, these next 2 months, I'm literally gonna be watching these. I'm gonna be watching Valencia. I'm gonna be watching Fulham. I'm gonna be watching, you know, Leeds, and I'm like, yo, anybody fouls any of our players, bro, that's it. We're coming after you. I don't know. We might dox you. We'll do whatever we got to do.
We'll figure it out.
I'm here to put out threats on the internet, bro, because you do not even think about injuring any of our players. No strong tackles. You look, if it's 1v1, you're gonna have to let them beat you, bro. I don't know what to tell you. So it's
you
look,
can see it in the chat. People are upset about the whole idea of like, oh, well, you know, they tried hard and 100% effort. Yeah, I think the fans are kind of done with that talk. You know what I mean?
Right.
At this point now, you kind of have to show it. You have to show it on the pitch.
Robin Sagini asked the question, when does the final roster drop? And I think it's about like 30 days before, roughly, right? 30, 40 days before.
Yeah.
So
we have about 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think maybe in the next like 2-3 weeks we should hear the final roster, if I'm not mistaken. But please, if someone knows more than I do, please let me know.
Let us know in the chat who are the strikers that you hope, you know, make it to this squad.
Nestor saying November 9th might be the drop for the roster.
Damn, that's in a bit, bro.
Never
mind, that's a whole month and a half.
P. Morton said, I don't know if you read this, the 1994 team tried hard. This team is softer than 2006 Charmin. Nice, bro. Okay.
Yeah, man, this isn't, look, we're not, you know, maybe we should have waited a little bit after the game to record this, because we certainly ain't the most positive right now.
No,
but
there's no reason to be disingenuous or anything. But like I said on the stream, I'm not panicked. The team, it's not like the team is just looking absolutely awful. They got beat by a better Japan. And, you know, the last few years have been a little difficult in that the U.S. hasn't even been able to play many European opponents or many African opponents. I mean, the game against Morocco,
right.
We looked great. So, I mean, you're going to have some of these games, but I honestly...
But also the inconsistency is so scary, because then now you never know who's showing up to what match.
Well, I mean, look, and I'm going to say this. I feel confident after seeing this roster and seeing how they played in these two matches. I think Yunus Musa will be our most important player. I think if without Yunus Musa, we're not getting out of the group stage.
I'm hoping to see something from Brendan Aronson. I'm hoping to see something from Yunus Musa. I'm hoping to see something from Christian Pulisic. I'm hoping to see something from Weston McKennie. I'm hoping to see something from Tyler Adams. And, you know, the names that I'm mentioning certainly aren't world beaters, you know, for those of you that are watching Europe, the European game. But these are people that, when they come together, should play well together. And I'm hoping we see a little bit for that. I'm hoping we see a group that walks in unified. And maybe, if we're going to take some positive from all of this, is that maybe they realize just how bad and lackluster we looked. And maybe they use that as an inspiration to, you know, when they get together for the World Cup, to realize there's another gear they need to kick it up to, because this ain't it, Chief.